Welcome to the Quiz the Music Man podcast, or vlog if you're watching the video. My name's Tony Underwood. I'm the Music Man. And we're coming to you from a pretty cold Central Florida, but I like it. In fact, I rode my motorcycle to work today. It was about in the 50s. It'll be in the 40s riding home. You just got to gear up. But what I'm going to talk to today or tonight about a little bit is as a musician, what do you do in these times? And I know a lot of people have talked about this and said some pretty good things about it. So a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about is kind of a reiteration of what others are saying. But I think sometimes we hear something and don't receive it. So hopefully this will inspire you to do some things and you do what you can do with what you have at that time. I've always said you should strive for excellence, and that's the definition of excellence, or my definition. It's doing the best you can with what you have at that time. And then you can go back and change what you have and get your timing down and get your effort, train yourself a little bit. So these times are at the end of 2020, where we've had COVID shut down and pretty much shut down most of the performing arts. We do have a vaccine coming ahead, hopefully, but that's going to take time. It'll probably be the middle of next year before things really open up in a way that is safe and that people are allowed to go back to some of the things they used to do, like live performances and so forth. So what can you do in the meantime? If you are a musician, either you might be a recreational musician, you might be a worship musician, you might be a professional musician, you might be a person who writes beats or wants to kind of get out there and do some things with their music and have just started and things kind of got shut down on you. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. If you will look back in some of the other blogs and vlogs and podcasts, we talked about setting yourself up for success. So I'm going to suggest that you go back and set yourself up for success. So in other words, figure out where you want to be in 5 years. And then you need to build your ladder or stairway to get there. And I would do monthly or quarterly assessments. So, in 5 years, you want to be independent and be making enough money as a musician to support yourself. And that's not a terrible goal. That's an easy goal, I think, for most people if they'll apply themselves and they like what they're doing. So what can you do now, though? You have to back it up and say, well, what's the last thing I'll need to get to there? And write that, and then say, what's the last thing I'll need to get to that point, and so forth, until you get back to where you are today. So for someone who wants to start promoting themselves as a musician or a performing artist, and you can't really do that now, I would, first of all, I would set up a timeline of being creative. So whatever your art is, create it. If you're a musician, say, I'm going to put out 12 songs in the next 12 months, or 20 songs, or 50 songs, or whatever it is you feel you can obtain. Or you say, in the next 3 weeks, I'm going to write as many songs as I can, and then kind of assess and say, well, I wrote 20, but it killed me. Or I wrote 8, and I really didn't spend a lot of time on it. And figure out what you can do and set yourself up a schedule. It's a week, it's a month, quarterly, or whatever. And do it. Do your art. Don't wait around until you get more education. Start doing your education alongside your work. Do it in conjunction. So if you want to learn how to record yourself better, go take a class or study YouTube, but start recording yourself now. Dancing, dance, act, do your monologues, Zoom people and do dialogues with them. Although I wouldn't suggest that. I would suggest sticking with your monologues for a long time. But the other thing you can do, and this goes for any entrepreneurial type business is to really start engaging with social media. And let me give you an example. So if you write music, and let's say you write music and it's very similar to Harry Styles, I would go to Harry Styles' Instagram and look at some of the posts. And if you see a post you like, go to the comments. And when you see people commenting, not just a heart and an awesome and stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with that, but look for people that post entire sentences or thoughts. And if you see one that kind of strikes you for whatever reason, take a look at that person's Instagram. You might see that they have a lot of photographs of cats, and you might like cats, or you might see that and kind of be interested in it. What you can do is then you just message them. Just say, or like their comment and leave a message, a reply to their comment and say, you know, I love Harry too. I love his music because why do you like his music? You know, make sure you like his music genuinely and tell him he's so positive, or he's got such a great voice, or I love the youthful enthusiasm, or whatever. And say, you know, if you write music similar to Harry Styles, say my music is in a similar genre. I'd love to send you a link where you can check it out. You know, let me know. Thanks. And you can also say, you know, by the way, I saw your pictures of cats. I loved it. Or I've got a big 12-pound cat, or whatever the situation is. But you see, you want to be honest. You want to be genuine. You want to genuinely like what you see. And if your music is like Harry Styles and you don't like him, well, don't go on his Instagram. Go on somebody else's. You can do that with most, I think, social media. Facebook's a little different, but you could find maybe a group of people that like Harry Styles' music. And just message the people and say, hi, you know, my name's John. I love to sing Harry's music. I'd love to give you a free concert. If you would, the only thing I ask is that you have people RSVP, send me their email so I can give them information on me, and sign up, you know, to be there. And I'm going to limit it to the first 50 people. And I'd love to do a free concert. Do a free concert for them. And make a connection that way. Go on other groups that you like. Let's say you're into, you know, you might be into antique bicycles. Well, go to an antique bicycle group and interact with it. Don't worry about selling yourself. Just interact honestly. You know, I love just looking at boats and airplanes and things. So I go on a lot of those and I'm like, oh, that's a beautiful wood boat. I like that. Tell them a story and that's it. And then later, you know, they'll see who you are. If they are interested, they'll connect with you. If not, you can always say later, you know, I noticed you liked, you know, Cardi B. My songs are a lot like Cardi B's. You know, let me send you a link. So engage with those people. All the things that you do in your life that are interesting, you need to get out and get a little bit active in that on social media. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be this great social media guru. Just be honest. And, you know, you're going to get rejection because that's the way of an artist. And then just move on. If anybody gets upset, say, you know, I'm sorry to bother you. I won't bother you again. And then just take them off your list. But let them know if they have asked for your music. You know, put them on a spreadsheet. And then anytime you're doing anything, send them a message. I go and post that to people who have similar music. And when somebody wants the music back, I send it to them, and then I wait a couple days, and sometimes they'll send me back that they liked it or they listened to it or thanks for it, and then I'll just do a quick video message. I'll just say, you know, hey Elvira, it's Tony. I sent you a link to my music, and I'm really glad you enjoyed it, or I hope you do enjoy it, and I just wanted to personally thank you for any support you can give me, and that's it. Now I happen to do some live streams every week, which I encourage everybody to do that as well. So if you're an artist, you should be live streaming at least once a week and posting some live videos on both Instagram and Facebook. And you should be trying to move into TikTok. And now Instagram has a TikTok-like application. And if Snapchat, try Snapchat out. I don't know if it works or not. Twitch might be a place to do that. If you write music and you know somebody that's a gamer and is on Twitch, say, why don't you use my music on Twitch? You can use it for free. Just let them take it. Let them use it. Write some stuff for them. Write something special for them that they can put out there, and they'll let their friends know. The other thing is to seek out local bands that you like, that are close to you, and support them. If you like their music, listen to it, buy it. Listen to it on Spotify. Interact with them on social media. If they do something really cool that you like, ask them if they'd like to collaborate. Get to know them a little bit, because when the covers come off of everything and everybody's physically interacting and person to person, you've already built up a relationship that you can now kind of talk to them about it. The other thing you can do in these times is to hone your skills. Like I said, you do the best you can with what you have at that time. So if your skills are lacking, get some education, take some classes. There's tons of stuff on YouTube. Practice, set a goal to play through all of your music twice a week. Just sit down and play through it all and get to where you can play through it without looking at anything, without thinking, that if you're interrupted, you can get back on it. That's the mark of a professional. If you ever watch golf, they make terrible shots, just like everybody else. They land in the water and in the woods and things, but a professional, an amateur makes a bad shot, and then the next 5 or 6 shots are awful, and then the game's gone. The professional, he makes a bad shot or she makes a bad shot, but then they recoup. They get with it, they focus, and their next shot can be beautiful. And that's the mark of a professional. So play through your music. And like I said, make yourself a commitment to create your art. So do it. If you're a dancer, dance. Boy, if you're a dancer, you got TikTok, man. You should be posting almost daily, because a dancer should be dancing every day. Just dance. Throw out some tutorials on TikTok. I'm going to show you how to moonwalk, or how to do a Melbourne shuffle, how to do the running man, how to do, first position, second position in ballet, whatever it is. Do that on TikTok. Let people get to know you, get to know them, and look at some other TikTok, and don't try to, the most 50 million view TikTok. Look for someone who's doing what you're doing and maybe is a little bit ahead of you. So maybe has a few thousand people that follow them or watch it and views, and interact and start just developing that relationship, and develop an honest relationship. So don't be fake and say, oh, well, I'm going to hitch to my wagon to their star. Be honest and be of service. Be helpful. How can you be of service to someone? Don't worry about the negativity of bad things will happen, or they're not going to like my stuff. Say, well, how can I be of service? Don't be I follow Michael Elsner, who teaches people how to get music placed in film and television. And he always says, be of service, don't be a narcissist. So don't say, oh, I'm so great, I did all this stuff. Say, I have something I think you can use, and make sure they can use it. Where do your fans hang out? Find out. If you got a fan, say, where do you go? What are you doing? Take a poll. How many people like my music, and where do you go to eat? If it's a restaurant that does a lot of takeout, you might be able to give them some CDs. You might have to clean them off and put them in Ziplocs and keep them all sanitized, but give away CDs. get 100 CDs made, the cheapest you can at these CD factories, with just a little cardboard top, or yourself, if you've got a computer, make them, sign them, put them in a little slip, and take a piece of paper, write out the lyrics, make a copy of it on your copy machine, sign it, and then fold it up and stick it in there, and go give those away. Leave them places, and tell the people they're sanitized if they'd like to give it out, or if you know someone's doing if you've played gigs at like car dealerships or malls or things like that, go to some places and say, well, how about your next advertising campaign? Here, give these out as well. And just give it to them, because you're going to spend money advertising anyway, so why not let them have that product? Take the product and leave it places. You can leave it at, leave them around parks. You can leave them, don't trash the place out, but there are places you can leave at a CD shop. Places still sell CDs and records. Go in and say, I'd like to leave 100 of these that you can just give out in any type of way you want, as long as you promise me you'll give them out and not sell them. And then if they want to sell them, say, we'll split it. Don't give your stuff away. But not if someone else is making money on it. But that's just a cost of doing business. It's cheap advertisement. Make some shirts up and give them out. Make some cool shirts up and wear them. People say, oh, I love that shirt. What is that? Oh, that's my band. Would you like one? What size are you? Give it to them. When I was a little kid, I got this cool scroll saw, which is a saw that people used to make real intricate things. And, I had a mentor that helped me through that. I took some old plywood we had, and I made these cats. They were about this tall, and just made it was the outline of a cat. I put a stand on it, and then I put a ring at the bottom and a ring at the top, and I painted it black and put eyes on it, and it was just a black cat. And I took flyers. Back in the olden times, we just had flyers. And what I did is I went to some of the families I knew a lot of people, like the PTA president, the person who had a car dealership that sold a television store. Back in the olden days, you'd go like to a Best Buy, but you would go to a smaller store that would have televisions that would be for sale. And I took those and I just went around the neighborhood to people that I could see. You can kind of tell when people are active in the neighborhood and so forth. And I brought them up, and I had the little cat, and I put some flyers in there, and I put a card, and I left them on their doorstep, or I gave them to them, and I said, I'd like to just give this to you. It's free. All I ask is that you tell people about it, give out these flyers. I'm giving out 100 of these for free, and if I have any left, I'll give them free to these people. Otherwise, they'll be whatever. I charge $20, I can't remember. And I said, and if you don't like it, that's fine. If you'll just leave it outside your door with just write on the card that I don't want this, pick it back up. I'll come by and pick it up. I gave them a date. Nobody gave them back, and I sold hundreds of those things. I was just a demon with that scroll saw making out these things. But that's some of the stuff. I just gave it away at first. Go ahead and give away, but get something back. That's like I tell people, if you're going to do a gig for free, make sure it is paying you in some way. If you do a gig that's for let's see, a charity that, sometimes I got asked to do a gig. I ended up not doing it because of COVID, but the lady asked me how much I charge. I said, nothing, as long as I can give out my stuff and maybe have a little merch table and announce people can come by and meet me and get, take a picture. I didn't realize it, but this was really a high society place. 2 senators were going to be there, and some of the, movers and shakers were going to be there. So I got an audition with all those people, and I got to have them come up and meet me and things. And I had a lot of people do Facebook lives and postings, things. I had my friends. I told my friends, don't just come to this, please post and so forth. So those are the things you can prepare for. Now, you can't do that, but you can prepare for that. And, you just have to think, how can I add value to somebody? And you don't want to be pushy. You don't want to be asking them for money and stuff all the time. But what kind of value can you add to them and engage with them? A lot of times I have a music school, and I'll just be out in the community doing things, and people will ask, or I'll have a shirt on, and but I don't go, oh, listen, I've got a great thing coming up. We have a deal with lessons. Come and join us. I don't do that in those situations, because they know who I am. If they get to know me and they want to come in, that's some of the best advertisement. So that's what you need to do, is get you a plan and start creating your art. Start putting it out in places you can. Go ahead and just because you're giving things away doesn't mean you're not getting value back. But be of service. Don't be a narcissist. And educate yourself. If you need education, do it. But do it concurrent with actually doing the thing. Because, like you can be posting to, I said about Instagram and Facebook, you should also have a YouTube channel and just post covers. Don't post your original music until you've got 50 covers out there. And just, sit with your, do chords on your guitar, just record it easy as you can. Do a video if you want. The best videos have a simple picture, and then you do the lyrics on it. That's really the best thing to do, that I found out later after I've posted 60 or 70 videos. That's the best way to do that. But that's something you can do and say, I'm going to commit to do 2 a week. So you just have a night where you're going to, during the week, practice the songs, and then record them, do the lyrics, post them. Once you post it, like it, go back and listen to it, share it to your Facebook, have your friends share it, tell your friends about it, and also get a Pinterest going and share it to your Pinterest chart. Go ahead and do a lot of boards. And Pinterest is a great way to connect with your fans as well. I've started one just to see what it would do, and people are sharing all kind of things. It's stuff from my website, things I like to do. I just posted. I'm into motorcycling and so forth, and cooking, and so I do that. Hey, so remember the things I say, and I'll be with you next week.